to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This is a quote. McCarthy, generally as an individual, was a liberal. He was, in economic philosophy and a lot of other things, extremely liberal. Roy Cohn, McCarthy's chief counsel. Here's another quote. This war in which we are engaged is not, cannot be a war between America's two great political parties. As I have often said in the past, certainly the millions of loyal Americans who have long voted Democrat, have long voted the Democratic ticket, love America just as much and hate communism just as much as the average Republican. That was from a speech from McCarthy at the Irish Fellowship in 1954. Here's another quote. As long as the jobs are available, there will be communists, either by infiltration or incubation. The emoluments and pomp which go with political jobs will convert the meekest bureaucrat to the religion of power. Hence, if Congress would destroy this creed, it must undo all social gains which have been imposed on us in the past 15 years. It must abolish the bureaus. If that were done, the devotees of the power would be reduced to soapbox oratory. That's from Frank Chaldakov. Here's another quote. States' rights is the best defense against communism. Dean Clarence Mannon. Now, the reason I'm going to play you this clip is twofold. Well, actually, it's threefold. It could even be more than that. In Canada, we have open socialists destroying our nation and our way of life. The same truth applies in the USA and was predicted by Senator McCarthy back in the 1950s. And finally, and by no means least, we have the UK, the United Kingdom, where they are only one election away from most likely electing a communist, not a socialist, who vows to nationalise nearly all of its remaining industries. The definition of nationalisation. Nationalisation occurs when a country's government seizes the assets of corporations or resources without paying for those assets. Jeromy Corbyn is an out-and-out socialist, but at heart he is far more than that. So there are federal liberals in Canada and Democrats in the United States. There is an undoubted effort being exerted by external forces on these countries to control their politics, and that beyond anything else, it is why the current President of the United States is being attacked so vehemently. These people are so embedded into our societies that we fail to see what is right in front of our eyes. It is so obvious that it becomes unthinkable. But this political fight we all face is the fight for our very freedom. Do not underestimate the lengths to which these individuals will go to achieve their goals. Here is the piece, which is on YouTube. The links will be on my site. But bear in mind, this is back in the 50s, but I think this applies so aptly today. The rhetoric might be slightly different, the video might be better quality, but the message is very much the same. Take a listen, and you make your own mind up.
I think we should keep in mind when we refer to Democrats, when we refer to the administration, that there are definitely two groups of Democrats as of today. Number one, there are the millions of loyal Americans who have voted the Democrat tickets. Individuals who are just as loyal, who hate communism just as much, and love America just as much as the average Republican. That's one group. On the other hand, there is that small, closely knit group of administration Democrats who are now the complete prisoners and under the complete domination of the bureaucratic, communistic Frankenstein which they themselves have created. Ladies and gentlemen, they shouldn't be called that administration Democrat Party. To call them Democrats is an insult to the millions of loyal American Democrats. They shouldn't be called Democrats. They should be referred to properly as the Commie-Crap Party.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.